जंगलात रुजते आणि बाजारात विकले जाते. जंगलात रुजते आणि बाजारात विकले जाते. बांबूच्या विविध उपयोगांनी जग नवा आकार घेते. Having just visited the bamboo exhibition, we have gained a deeper understanding of its diverse uses and possibilities. Let's now dive into an enriching discussion on this unique topic. We are indeed fortunate today to be joined by a distinguished guest whose vast experience and contributions have touched lives across various sectors. It is our privilege to have Sri Suresh Prabhu sir, the former Union Minister and a strong advocate of sustainable growth and environmental conservation. We are honored to have with us today Sri Pramod Rawat sir, Chairman, Council and GB, Deccan Education Society. As a visionary thought leader and an inspiring entrepreneur, Sri Rawat sir has consistently championed innovation, sustainability and environmental advocacy. With immense gratitude and enthusiasm, I request Sri Pramod Rawat sir to deliver the welcome address.
नमस्ते. व्यासपीठावरील सर्व मान्यवर आणि कार्यक्रमाला उपस्थित असणारे माझा या विषयाचा अभ्यास तसा फार कमी आहे. सरांबरोबरच गेल्या वेळेला एक कॉन्फरन्स मी अटेंड केली होती, तेव्हा थोडीफार माहिती मला मिळत होती. आणि लकीली मी जिथं राहतो त्या माझ्या घराच्या समोरच एक बांबू प्रेमी आहेत आणि त्यांची फॅक्टरी आहे तिथे. या निमित्ताने मी फक्त 2 शब्द एवढे सांगेन की कुठलाही देश प्रगत बनण्यासाठी त्या देशाच्या सरकारने प्रचंड प्रमाणावरती वर्कफोर्स निर्माण कसा होईल याच्यामध्ये इन्व्हेस्टमेंट करणं आवश्यक असतं. भारत देशामध्ये आजही ऍग्रिकल्चर सेक्टरमध्ये जवळजवळ 42% वर्कफोर्स आपला अडकलेला आहे आणि प्रगत राष्ट्रांमध्ये तेच प्रमाण 2 ते 3% आहे. एकीकडं अमाप उत्पादन आहे, शेतकरी अडचणीत आहे, सरकार अडचणीत आहे, त्यांना सतत दर किती द्यावेत आणि कंपल्सरी त्याची खरेदी करावी, कोठारं भरून चाललेली आहेत, त्या अडचणीत आहेत. अशा वेळेला जसं लहान मुलं एखादं खेळणं त्याच्या हातातनं सोडत नसतं तोपर्यंत त्याला दुसरं अट्रॅक्टिव्ह खेळणं दिलं जात नाही, तसं मला वाटतं आपल्या देशामध्ये शेतकऱ्यांबरोबर अशा प्रकारचा व्यवहार करण्याची आवश्यकता सरकारकडनं अपेक्षित आहे. ते म्हणजे ऊस एके ऊस. मी शेतकरीपणे तुमच्या माहितीसाठी सांगतो, माझी स्वतःची शेत जमीन आहे आणि मी शेती करणारा माणूस आहे, तर मला त्यातलं थोडंफार कळतं. तर शेती जे ऊसाचे दर आहेत हे फार वाढलेले आहेत कित्येक वर्षामध्ये. मग तरी सुद्धा शेतकरी त्यात अडकून का पडतो याचा अभ्यास करून त्याला सबस्टिट्यूट दिले पाहिजे. कारण त्यात पाणी खूप वाया जात आहे, जमिनीची खूप नासाडी होती, जमिनीचा तो पोत असतो तो खराब होतो त्याच्याने. मग हा जो प्रॉडक्ट आहे बांबू, हा तर अनेक प्रकारच्या विरोधी वातावरणामध्ये सुद्धा तग धरणारा, वेगाने वाढणारा आहे. असं असून सुद्धा आपल्यामध्ये पब्लिकली तो पॉप्युलर का नाहीये? मी जसं आता थोड्या वेळापूर्वी एक्झिबिशन पाहत होतो, मी जेव्हा त्याच्या किमती ऐकल्या तेव्हा माझ्या असं लक्षात आलं की याला जोपर्यंत ह्या प्रॉडक्टला इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्ट बनवला जाणार नाही, फास्ट प्रोसेसिंग करणारी इंडस्ट्री त्याच्या पाठीशी उभी राहिली नाही, तर हेच उत्पादन करणाऱ्या माणसाला एक अश्युअर्ड कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट फार्मिंग करून त्याच्याकडनं बांबूची खरेदी करणं आणि त्याची उत्पादन म्हणून बाजारामध्ये विकणं. आणि ज्या वेळेला मी एखादा प्रॉडक्ट खरेदी करतोय त्यावेळेला मला अफोर्डेबिलिटी आहे आणि त्यावेळेला हा पण आनंद आहे की मी निसर्गाला हातभार लावतोय ह्या माझ्या खरेदीमुळे. आज ते काय होतंय, ते थोडंसं विंडो शॉपिंग होते, कारण की अजून ती प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्री आपल्याकडे अवेलेबल नाहीये. तर मला असं वाटतं की आपल्याकडे सरकार विविध योजना करत असतं. सॉरी कोणाला टीका वाटेल, पण आपण लाडकी बहीण योजना करतो. आता परवा दिल्लीमध्ये सुद्धा आपण 2,500 रुपये देणार आहोत. तर मला वाटतं ऍग्रिकल्चर सेक्टरमध्ये असा इन्सेंटिव्ह का दिला जाऊ नये की तुम्ही जर बांबू खरेदी केला तर तुम्हाला या प्रकारचा इन्सेंटिव्ह दिला जाईल. ती प्रोसेसिंग करणाऱ्या इंडस्ट्रीला ते इन्सेंटिव्ह दिला जाईल. कारण आपल्याला खरोखर फार मोठ्या वर्गापर्यंत प्रॉस्पेरिटी पोहोचवायची असेल आणि त्यांचं जीडीपी मधलं पर्सेंटेज जर वाढवायचं असेल तर आज ते 14% पण नाही असं मला डेटा अवेलेबल आहे त्याच्यावरून समजते. तर हे सगळं पाहता मला असं वाटतं की शासनाच्या कानावरती आपल्या मान्यवरांनी हा विषय घालावा. ते तेवढे थोर आहेत की काही करून हे असे पैसे वाटायचे तर ठरलेलंच आहे ना, तर ते चांगल्या कारणी तरी लागू द्या. सरकार आता एव्ही तेव्ही प्रकारे अनेक म्हणजे अब्जावधी लाखो करोड रुपये असं वाटतंय. तर मग खऱ्या अर्थाने जी इंडस्ट्री उभी राहील आणि भारत हा त्याचा प्रोड्युसर मोठ्या प्रमाणावर बनू शकेल आणि भारताबाहेर जगामध्ये त्याचा एक्सपोर्ट करू शकेल असं आपलं नाव व्हायचं असेल तर मला वाटतं शासनाचं पण त्यात खूप मोठं योगदानाची अपेक्षा आहे. आणि बाकी सगळं माहिती आपण ज्यांच्याकडनं घेण्यासाठी बसलो त्यांच्याकडून आपण घेऊया. धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद सर. आपल्या मार्गदर्शनात्मक आणि प्रेरणादायक शब्दांसाठी आपल्या मनापासून आभार. नक्कीच आपली शिकवण आम्हाला प्रेरणादायी आहे. With deep respect, I have the honor of introducing our respected chief guest, Sri Suresh Prabhu sir. Sri Suresh Prabhakar Prabhu sir is a renowned chartered accountant, banker, policymaker, strategist, change leader, senior politician, former senior member of the Indian Parliament and chairman, India Bamboo Forum. He is named among the top 3 performing ministers in India during his tenure. He had spearheaded the railway transformation, focusing on modernization, safety, efficiency, and high-speed corridors. Sri Suresh Prabhu sir played a transformative role in India's aviation sector by launching UDAN, Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, a regional connectivity scheme that made air travel more affordable and accessible to smaller cities. He also championed DG Yatra, a seamless, paperless travel experience using facial recognition technology, enhancing efficiency and security at Indian airports. Sri Suresh Prabhu sir played a pivotal role in shaping India's climate policy, leading initiatives like the National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change and representing India in the Paris Climate Agreement, reinforcing the nation's commitment to sustainability and environmental resilience. Over the course of 30 years, Sri Suresh Prabhu sir has held 10 important cabinet portfolios at the central level in the Government of India, including industry, power, environment and forest, railways, civil aviation, commerce and industry, and fertilizers and chemicals. Additionally, he had served as the Prime Minister's Sherpa to the G7 and G20 summits, playing a crucial role in shaping the official agenda of the Government of India on critical issues for the G7 and G20 summits. Sri Suresh Prabhu sir has been a prolific speaker, delivering more than thousands of lectures on education, economics, climate change, international relations, geopolitics, international trade, rural development, public policy, energy, and sustainable development. He has been leading delegations from India governments, the business community, and think tanks to conferences, summits, meetings, and talks across more than 100 countries. He has traveled to over 120 countries across all continents, visited all states in India, and explored nearly 80% of the districts in the country. This extensive travel has allowed him to better understand local issues and interact with the various stakeholders. I request Shri Pramod Rawat sir to felicitate and welcome our esteemed chief guest, Sri Suresh Prabhu sir. Thank you, sir. Today, we have with us Mrs. Uma Prabhu ma'am. She is an eminent journalist with a remarkable track record, known for her significant contributions to the field of women entrepreneurship, empowering countless women to thrive in business and leadership roles. I request Professor Swati Jovekar ma'am, Secretary GB and Life Member DES, to come forward and felicitate Honorable Mrs. Prabhu ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now, we come to the highlight of the evening. I request Sri Suresh Prabhu sir to share his words of wisdom and enlighten us.
Namaskar. It is such an impressive evening and also such a fantastic display of craftsmanship, entrepreneurship, designing, marketing that I am truly overwhelmed. So I was thinking that Raut sir is going to speak, so I can say yes, what he has said, I agree with him. So I'm really truly honored by the fact that you invited me for this program. I thank, of course, the office bearers led by Raut sir, also my dear friend Mr. Kadam, who chairs this institute, Dr. Shikha Jain, who is the director of the institute, and all the faculty members, and all the young and promising young students today and promising entrepreneurs of tomorrow. So the kind of work that anybody can just walk through, as we can do that, will reveal immense talent that exists in several sectors of the society. The farmers are planting different kinds of bamboos, so they have a different skills. There's a bamboo which is, you can actually prepare a fabric out of a bamboo. Unbelievable. When I saw that, I thought he's joking. That how can this be a bamboo made product? So farmers have that ability to understand which variety to be planted. And there are hundreds of varieties. Netali sir is here, so he will tell you more about that, the book that we have released. Then the people will understand that what product to be made out of a bamboo. It's amazing. The type of product that are made from bamboo, the wide range of it itself is strikingly impressive. Then to make a product, you need design. You need different types of aspect of looking into the whole process, whole ecosystem. So all of that is available, and this is all linked to one another. And that's why we could see such a fantastic product. But just imagine, we are not sitting in a Deccan Education Society's bamboo institute. This is not a bamboo institute of Deccan Education Society. Deccan Education Society has 50,000 students, several 50,000 students, different campuses, one in Mumbai, one in Sangli, several institutions in this campus. But they don't have bamboo institute. So this is not a bamboo institute. Right? So why bamboo? So who's organized this program? This is organized by, of course, Deccan Education Society, but by a school which teaches management. It's a B school, business school. So why should business school look into this? Can you imagine? So business school will normally try to focus on finance, marketing, HR. Shetty sir will teach on HR only, and then placement of course. So all of that, different skills will be important, like all run-of-the-mill programs. So normally, like Rawat sir was saying, I will talk about that, very important point he made. Unless you make industrial scale to produce something like this, we'll never be able to get the kind of benefit that should accrue to all the stakeholders, whether farmers or designers or others. But in industry, is normally batch, make mass. So this is like MBA is produced in batches, mass production. So this is not a school which does that. The school which understands business is also a reflection of the changes that are happening in the society. As you correctly said, you want sales in the market. बऱ्याच असं म्हणतात विकतं तिकडे विकत नाही. आपल्याकडे दोन्ही होऊ शकतं, विकतं पण आणि विकतं पण दोन्ही होऊ शकतं. So what is important is the business school realize that this school must make the students, the graduates, ready to face tomorrow. This is a business school and not a history school. So it's not important for you to know what is the history of business. That is of course important because history repeats itself and those who forget history are very severely punished. But still it's not a history school. The graduates which are going to pass from here will be facing realities of tomorrow. And what is that tomorrow? That many schools are not understood, which fortunately this school has understood. Mr. Kadam, Dr. Jain, the faculty member, they understood what is that we need to do for tomorrow. So just look at it, what that tomorrow is going to be. First, tomorrow is going to be vastly different than today. All tomorrows are different than today. But this tomorrow that is going to be dawned in next few years, in near future, will be completely different than today. See, those were the days when you want to construct a house, you will go and pull down so many trees. Even the staircases were made of timber. Everything was made of timber. So those were the days when this was order of the day. What is important? Cut down trees. That's the best economic activity. Those who were in the business of cutting down trees, they became millionaires and not below, but at least millionaires for sure. Incidentally, it's very interesting. The first forest policy of India was made during British time. So what is the forest policy? Normally you say forest policy means bring more forest, right? You say education policy. Suppose education policy says make sure that nobody gets educated. Can this be the objective of a policy? It cannot be. You say education policy means educate more people, quality education, different spheres of education, understand the teacher properly, student relationship between the teacher, all of that, right? But the first forest policy of India said cut down forest. Can you imagine? Why? Because they said forest, despite the fact that, as I was saying, we are using it as the timber was used for so many varieties, including building houses, they felt it is not giving you enough economic returns. So if you cut down the forest and plant cash crops, like all the tea gardens in Assam have come up on the forest land.
or the coffee plantation of the Kurg, they come on the forest land. So what was once upon a time a green virgin forest with crown density of 0.8 and above, which is very thick forest, all that made way for cash crops. So that was yesterday. So that was a very good policy. Everybody was happy. You are making money. You can sell tea. You can say coffee. Not only you can sell, you can export. And the English tea, which we always call English tea. So they were very happy that we are importing. So it was a good business. But just imagine, that particular time, the forest policy, cutting down forest was considered a good policy. Anybody can agree with it today? What you will say today? That we want a bigger forest cover. Our forest cover is hardly in the region of 20%. Though the forest policy of India says it should be 33%. I don't think we'll ever reach there. Because it is not possible because of population pressure and everything. And we also need land for agriculture, we need land for infrastructure, so it is not possible. Because only we have got 2.2% of the land. So today, the world is concerned about, and that's why I'm saying what should be the tomorrow. The today world is concerned about climate change. It is not a theoretical concept or a science fiction movie that this is going to happen and now we should be worried. Somebody is coming from the alien planet and they're going to kill you. It's not that reality. This is a factual position. So what is that we need to do for climate change? One, we have to reduce the emissions. The nature had already created this system. It is not the first time that carbon is emitted into the atmosphere. Carbon is always emitted into the atmosphere and we need carbon. Carbon is one of the greenhouse gases. There are other greenhouse gases, methane and others, but carbon is one of the major greenhouse gas, which is causing climate change. So what is the nature created? Nature created trees. Just imagine, as we emit carbon, the trees actually absorb carbon. So what is the problem for us is a vitamin or a nutritious for plants. So nature created plants, forests. So forests are carbon sinks. So more the carbon is emitted, that will be absorbed, and because it is absorbed, the balance will be kept. But we thought we are such a intelligent people. Human beings are the most arrogant species ever born on the planet. They felt we can do anything. Cut down forests, everything. And then we thought the Europeans are very smart people, so Britishers, they said cut down. So they cut down many others, including people, but they cut down forest also, so it's gone. Today, we cannot think about any activity, economic activity, which can be based on cutting down forests. At the same time, we are used to using timber because we have used it for so many decades, so many centuries. So we are used to it. We are addicted to it. Now if you tell me in the morning, don't take tea, it is not possible because I think I am not still woken up. I am addicted to tea. So body also gets addicted. That's how the human mind is also addicted to timber. So something. So suppose you said no timber will bring plastic, people will not accept. Of course, whether plastic is good, I am not getting into that debate at all. I am just saying. So if you can discover something which is not timber, but which gives you a flavor of a timber. So suppose when you go for a detox to some yogasram, they will not give tea, but they will give some concoction which gives you a feeling of a tea. So you are okay. I mean, you still want tea, but you are somewhere near there, right? So suppose if you make anything from bamboo, then it is not a timber. It is not coming from the timber family. So you don't have to cut down, even if you cut down bamboo, you are not actually cutting down the forest cover as such. It's a grass variety. So therefore, if you make anything from bamboo, you are not destroying the balance of nature, which was created to absorb carbon sink, and therefore you are actually maintaining that. And therefore this is a futuristic idea that making product from bamboo will ensure that ecologically we are not damaging our own future. At the same time, we are doing something which caters to the needs of to the taste of the people. And that's why I congratulate that this is the program on bamboo. Now what happens with bamboo? Bamboo has been produced in India for a long time. I will tell you a real story. 1998, I was Minister for Environment and Forest. So Dr. Chella Shastri, who is a Canadian, Indian origin, he came to meet me. And he said, I am trying for many, many years, which is a fact. But nobody in the government of India was willing to meet him. Forget what he wanted to talk to him. So he's not meeting only. So I called him, met him, then he explained to me. So he was saying, why don't you become member of the International Network for Bamboo and Rattan, which was based in China. China has more bamboo cultivation than India. So he said, become member. Anyway, I'm cutting that big story short. So we became member. And then I've started. My wife also was with me. First, it took a heavy discussion in cabinet that what is this bamboo? Why you want to become member of bamboo? So all the things, bamboo membership, become member of some international organized sports, Indian Olympic or something, it is better. Anyway, so since then we started going to the northeast. So it is not bamboo was not planted. Whole northeast is to plant bamboo. Because bamboo has a unique ability. In the Southeast Asia and in Far East, the bamboo shoot is one of the most favorite dish for them, a delicacy. So if for Chinese New Year, somebody will make something out of bamboo shoot. So right from that, and of course the Northeast is closer to the Southeast Asia, so the food habits develop always based on geographical proximity. So Northeast was always producing bamboo on a larger scale. Then we realized this alone making bamboo is not enough. Farmers were already growing it, then why that's not working? Making value-added products from bamboo was important. I want to congratulate you for that. So management school has realized all the gaps that existed. So they have got farmers who plant bamboos, different varieties of that. They have got designers, they have got makers of product, and that is what will bring in a revolution. Now the point Rawat Sahab was trying to make. See, look at like this. Look at later the future. The biggest challenge we all will face is jobs. But one problem was solved by Steve Jobs solved one problem. But that's not a problem that we are talking about jobs for ourselves. He solved his problem because he created Apple and now his problem unfortunately is gone. But our problem of jobs is, where do you get jobs from? As you was trying to explain. And you must have already studied in your, such a able, competent faculty would have taught you. Either it can come from services, either it can come from manufacturing, or it can come from agriculture. Can we think about, look at the problem? Manufacturing will not create too many jobs for a high-end manufacturing. Like you are making motor car now, you don't need anybody to make motor car. It's only assembly. You make some component different places, bring it here, the assembly line is completely operated automatically. So automatically car will come out with no time. It will also know that whether this particular car should have this particular color shade or that color shade. What type of ancillary should be added, automatically machine will take care of everything. So manufacturing, the type of manufacturing that we know, traditional so-called manufacturing is not going to create that many jobs. Agriculture, already overburdened. So there are more people on the farm than what are needed. There is a disguised employment. Services, yes, but there is also a limit. Because only services, I was always telling somebody, what are you servicing? So the service sector will grow. I said, but what will service? You need something to service, right? So you need manufacturing, agriculture, which is the basic fundamental service. That can be service. You service what comes in service? Insurance. What insurance? If you don't have no risk on manufacturing, no cars are falling, why would important insurance be needed? So some tertiary fundamental activity needed. Now can you think about something? And the biggest challenge, jobs. So we have to create jobs, and I'll come to that. And secondly, something, the jobs and economic activity which will not damage the environment. because that is a bigger risk. As this, our Noel Harari, who has written Sapiens, he says it looks like that next 100 years also will not last. And I tend to agree with him, because the way it is going, it will very likely that even the humanity, though survived for hundreds and thousands of years, will not even survive for 100 years because of all these challenges, including climate change. But so what is that we can do? Bamboo. Just imagine, if you produce a bamboo, and now, as he correctly said, it's create a demand of the field, not in the field, of the field. Farmers will produce more bamboo. Farmers' income will rise. Agriculture will also benefit from this. Secondly, if you start making good products out of bamboo at a scale that is suggested, at an industrial scale. So, standardized products, large-scale production. People all over the world will buy it because it is environment friendly. Nowadays, everybody wants to pay a little more price for being environment friendly. This is definitely environment friendly product. So, if you make product like that, manufacturing will also grow. But to do this, you need designer. Designing is a service sector activity. You need marketing, which is a service sector activity. So just imagine, you can keep adding. So just imagine this one product has the ability to create jobs where it has never been existing before. We never had jobs in this particular sector. We used to always make bamboo products, but not on the scale that we are talking about. So we'll be creating new jobs. We'll not be actually displacing jobs, but we'll create new jobs which are actually interdependent on each of the sectors of the economy. So if agriculture grows, more bamboo is grown, more production can be made. So because more bamboo producing, more agriculture grows, industry also can grow. And more you produce like this, more services will be needed. You'll also need insurance, you'll need banking for all this. So just imagine, this is one sector which has the ability to look at all the challenges of future and therefore to make yourself, students, management students, to be ready for tomorrow. This is the best initiative you have taken. And I want to really congratulate you. This is not surprising because Deccan Education Society is known for that. Requesting your leaders that you should write a history because you have created history. Deccan Education Society is a creator of history and that's why it should be documented. It's not you are writing about institution. My friend was a chartered accountant, chairman of the finance committee. He still come with 5,25,484 rupees spent on such and such building. That's only one part of that. But just imagine the historical context in which the institution was created and everything. So it is not surprising that Deccan Education Society, which has played such a great historical role, is actually working on the future of the mankind, not only for Indians and the students, but of the mankind, because that's where we really stand. Others will all be gone. And therefore, it is not surprising you do that. And I want to really congratulate you for this. I can tell you something. When I was watching this, I realized the importance of public policy. See, as I said, people are already growing bamboo. There was a demand for some bamboo products here and there. But there was no public policy which could enable this happening in a very seamless and in a holistic manner. So because we created Bamboo Mission, we worked on that, this happened. So for a lesson for tomorrow is, we need a proper management approach towards running our public affairs. We should what we'll do in management. So first, when you are in marketing, you first find out whether there is a need for a product, right? And then you do market research, you understand that. So in public policy, you have to do the same thing. You should be able to understand the requirement of tomorrow. What is my future generation is going to need? And I cannot say, Marathi म्हणतात की तहान लागल्यानंतर विहीर खणू नये. तर म्हणून उद्या प्रश्न झाला की आपण बघू आता कशाला काळजी करत उद्याचं उद्या बघूया काय काळजी आता करायची गरज नाही. It cannot be approached like this. We should start preparing for tomorrow today, or should I prepared yesterday actually. So that is what is a public policy will play a key role in transformation of societies. If you understand the needs of the society properly, you understand the strengths of a people and where they don't have the strengths, where there are some shortcomings, to create an institutional mechanism which can actually remove that shortcoming and create capacity within that system to cater to the future needs, will always succeed. So this is what is needed for tomorrow. How is the future? I am not, obviously, nobody has told you, she read something about me which is not true. But still she never mentioned that I am an astrologer, right? She mentioned many things. So I don't know what about tomorrow, I cannot tell you now, but I can tell you one thing for sure. That we have a real good possibility of playing a very, very important role in the world. Because what is world? As Trump has already said, what is world? I can change it in no time. I can change geography, I can take geopolitics, I can change any time, which is true. I mean, true or not is a different thing, but it's time to do that. So what is important is that our intrinsic strengths are so strong. As you say in capital market, fundamentals are very important. Technical factors can keep market going up and down, but fundamentals are very important. So what is the fundamentals? We have a huge resilience because we have seen worst of times. Indian society was attacked all the time from invaders. But also, in my opinion, that is not the only strength, or that is not an important strength. I would count it as, I would say, the biggest strength of our societies. We have a longest living civilization. There have been civilizations longer than us and more advanced sometimes. There was Incas in Andes region, in what is now called Peru. Very advanced. There were Egyptians were also advanced, but we are the longest living civilization. What is the advantage of that? See, somebody in your institution who has served the longest has an advantage because he knows everything or she knows everything. So she said, oh, don't do this because we had done this in 1977 and this is what had happened. So avoid this. But do this which we did in 1989, it worked. So what do's and don'ts people know through experience, through acts of commissions and omissions, both. So that is what is the advantage for the longest living civilization. We know what works and what doesn't work. And that's why we actually had already prepared a system in which, if you really, as I always maintain that, my grandmother was far more enlightened than me, though less educated than me. Far more enlightened. Because she had known the world better. She knew what works, what doesn't work. So today, in this context of bamboo, we always knew that what plantation to be made, what is not to be planted, which soil. They don't have the soil testing machines. They didn't know what is the meaning of agroclimatic condition. They didn't know different agroclimatic zones. They have not heard these names. As I was speaking the other day in Oman, only last few days back, I said when the humans became seafarers, they started a first economic activity because it was a Asian country economic forum. So it was first I was launching it. So I said, they didn't know, they had not heard the word called protein because that word was not even invented. But they knew that fish eating helps them. That's why they're eating fish. So just imagine, the word protein was invented or discovered thousands of years later, but they were eating fish first. Because they knew advantage of eating fish, because then if you eat fish, you'll get some strength. So that is what is the advantage of our, and that's what when I called about enlightenment. So our past generations knew the importance of all these agriculture practices, plantation and many others. So that is why this particular one, we have a great future. If you use that traditional knowledge, relevant to modern times, with contemporary issues, and try to address it in a proper manner, we will have a real great future. So we should never remain stuck in the past, or we should not remain too much optimistic about future without realizing what is the present situation. If we work both in a right manner, I think we'll have a fantastic future. And for that, we need institutions. Because who will actually create that? We had Gurukuls. So just imagine there were no universities, but there were Gurukuls. People used to go there was Sandipani Ashram, where the archery was taught in a different way. So we need institutions. And that is why I am congratulating Deccan Education Society and this great management school for making this happen, understanding that not forgetting the past, but also understanding the limitations of that past in today's times. Understanding the requirement of tomorrow and start planning for it today. And that is what is this program all about. So I want to congratulate you. All the best to you. And I am very, very thankful for inviting me. I don't know how to thank you, honestly. I mean, it's really great honor for me and a great source of pleasure as well. So I really want to thank you. I will be available for you anytime for anything, for such good work that you are doing. You please count on me for anything. I am your representative. All the best to you. Congratulations to all the students, the great craftsperson who have designed such good products outside. I am sure they will succeed. One thing I was saying, which one issue that will always remain, is to marketing of this. Again, that issue will depend upon Rawat Sahab, what he said, is you have to scale it up and make it on a larger scale as well as possible. One area that you can think of is something, can we create a portal wherein these products can be sold on online market. So that's something which is possible, and now it is possible. I'll just give an example. I went to, that time when I was minister, I went to Arunachal Pradesh. So they have a fantastic hat there which they presented me, which had some horns, some feathers of birds and all that, fantastic. So I said, how much is the money? He said, no, it's your gift. I said, I know, but generally if you want to buy, how much will it cost? He says, it will be a little expensive. I said, how much? It's about 100, 200 rupees. If that particular, you must see that, and what I'm saying is, it cannot be sold for less than $500 in US market. It's such a fantastic design, such a fantastic product. But unfortunately, that poor tiles person, it is his custom. He is not even selling it because he makes it only for a particular ceremony. So just imagine these bamboo products. If you can now create an online market for it, so people will order it from all over the world. And you have to market it in a proper manner, saying that most environment friendly. You should also say that you can get some carbon credit. That doesn't mean anything, but still you can say like that. So by saying this, you actually earn something. Like airlines say nowadays, that if you fly like this, you have saved so much of carbon emission. Now, on what basis they do, nobody knows. And what is saving, where it goes, nobody knows. Anyway, so why not we play it on that? And we should try to say that we are actually, you are buying a product which helps a poor farmer. So you are responsible for economic prosperity, removing poverty for a farmer by buying this product in US or in Europe or Japan somewhere. Also you are actually reducing the risk of climate change by doing this. You are also promoting, you are also ensuring that there is no deforestation will happen. So these are added benefits besides having a good product to be bought. So you can put some premium on that. So the challenge today is that all these products, we are asking them when we are going around, are 20-25% expensive than the similar product available from different sources. So if you make this kind of a little gimmick and try to sell it online, probably this can also help. So that is one area I thought we should try to focus on. But anyway, thank you very much. Congratulations once again. All the best to you, and let's work together to work on such innovative solutions to address very complex global problems which are actually felt locally. No global problem is a global problem. Now you see, what is the problem with Ukraine and Russia? It's a very big global problem. Who is facing it? A poor person in the Ukraine. He is facing that problem, isn't it? It's a global, what is a global problem? The local persons are facing it. So basically all this climate change, it's a global problem. But farmer in Konkan is not getting good mango crop. A fisherman is not getting good catch. Somebody is losing his tourism because of so much weather. Some tourism hotspots are going away. So people, all these global problems are actually faced locally. So I think let us solve both together. Thank you very much. All the best.
A heartfelt thank you to Sri Suresh Prabhu sir for his enlightening speech, which has inspired and motivated us all. Yes, sir. With a strong focus on developing the bamboo ecosystem, we are passionate about offering complete end-to-end solutions and making strategic investments in India's bamboo future. We believe that hosting knowledge sessions on bamboo for commercial use will play a key role in supporting the existing industry. As we come to the end of this memorable session, I would like to invite Dr. Abhijit Shivne to propose vote of thanks.
गुड इव्हनिंग, नमस्कार. मी आज थक्क झालेलो आहे. काय विद्वत्ता प्रचूर भाषण झालेलं आहे. म्हणजे आपण जेवण नेहमीच करतो, पण विद्वत्ता प्रचूर भाषणाची मेजवानी आपल्याला आज मिळालेली आहे या निमित्ताने. आणि माझ्या व्यक्तिगत जीवनातून मी दोन गोष्टी, सुरेश प्रभू सर यांना पाहणं हेच मोठा प्रसंग आहे माझ्यासाठी, आणि त्यांना ऐकणं ही तर खूपच मोठी गोष्ट झालेली आहे. त्यामुळं आता मी फॉर्मल थँक्सकडे येतो. आजच्या या बांबू संमेलनासाठी दिल्लीहून खास आपल्यासाठी येथे आलेले माजी केंद्रीय मंत्री व इंडिया बांबू फोरमचे अध्यक्ष आदरणीय श्री सुरेश प्रभू सर व त्यांच्या पत्नी सौ उमा प्रभू यांचे मी डेक्कन एज्युकेशन सोसायटीच्या IMDR पुणेतर्फे मनपूर्वक आभार मानतो. हे प्रदर्शन आयोजित करण्यासाठी श्री सुनील भिडे सर व तेताली सर यांचे अनमोल मार्गदर्शन आम्हास लाभले आहे. त्यामुळेच हे बांबूपासून बनवलेल्या वस्तूंचे प्रदर्शन व संमेलन आयोजित होऊ शकलेले आहे. याबद्दल आम्ही आपले ऋणी आहोत. इंडिया बांबू फोरमचे शिल्पेश सर, स्थानिक कोकण बांबू आणि वेत विकास केंद्रचे व्यवस्थापकीय संचालक करपे सर, इंडियन फेडरेशन ऑफ ग्रीन एनर्जीचे थेंग सर यांचे मी IMDR तर्फे आभार मानतो. आपल्या डेक्कन एज्युकेशन सोसायटीच्या परिषद व नियामक मंडळाचे अध्यक्ष श्री प्रमोदजी रावत सर हे आपल्या कार्यक्रमासाठी वेळ काढून उपस्थित राहिले, त्याबद्दल मी त्यांचे आभार मानतो. या कार्यक्रमाच्यासाठी डेक्कन एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे विश्वस्त व IMDRच्या व्यवस्थापकीय मंडळाचे अध्यक्ष श्री जगदीशजी कदम सर, डेक्कन एज्युकेशन सोसायटीच्या परिषद व नियामक मंडळाचे उपाध्यक्ष श्री अशोकजी पलांडे सर व डेक्कन एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे कार्यवाह व नियामक मंडळाचे सदस्य डॉक्टर आनंदजी काटीकर सर हे मंचावर उपस्थित आहेत. मी त्यांचे हार्दिक आभार मानतो. तसेच डेक्कन एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे अनेक पदाधिकारी या ठिकाणी या कार्यक्रमासाठी आवर्जून उपस्थित झालेले आहेत. त्यांचेही मी IMDR तर्फे आभार मानतो. आता मी बांबू प्रदर्शनामध्ये सहभागी संस्थांचे आभार मानत आहे. यामध्ये बांबू सेतूच्या अनुराधा काशीद व राहुल काशीद, JS मोरे बांबू हँडीक्राफ्टच्या सोना मोरे, बांबू हस्तकलाचे निवृत्ती सुतार, बांबू तंत्रच्या दया पत्की, बांबूचे संशोधक व उद्योजक अजित ठाकूर, पर्यावरणीय सभ्यता विकास संस्थेचे प्रवीण सोनावले, बांबू उगमच्या प्रियांका दापोडीकर, शिवशक्ती केन वर्क्सचे ऋषिकेश सोनावणे, बांबू कलाकृती प्रायव्हेट लिमिटेडच्या करुणा बुरुड, द हाऊस ऑफ ओल्ड मनीचे अभिजित कानवडे, बियॉन्ड टेरी टॉवेल्सचे गोविंद झंवर, नॅचरल इंडियाचे दत्तात्रय घोलक व सचिन जुनागरे, ज्ञानप्रबोधिनीच्या डॉक्टर अरुणा आत्रे, संगीता कुलकर्णी व सागर तुपे, बांबू क्राफ्टचे अभिजित गानू, भारत बांबूचे निलेश मिसाळ या सर्व मान्यवरांचे मी आभार मानतो. या प्रदर्शनाद्वारे आमच्या प्रथम व द्वितीय वर्षांच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना बांबू व त्याच्यापासून तयार होणाऱ्या वस्तू, त्याची उद्योजकीय व्यवस्था यांचा अभ्यास करण्याची संधी मिळाली आहे. त्यातून त्यांच्या पिढीला शाश्वत विकास करणारे उद्योग कसे उभे करावे याची माहिती मिळाली आहे. यापुढेही IMDR शाश्वत विकास उपक्रमामध्ये नेहमी उत्साहाने सहभागी होईल असे आश्वासन IMDR तर्फे मी प्रभू सरांना देऊ इच्छितो. युनिटी बँकेने या कार्यक्रमासाठी आम्हाला जे सहकार्य केले आहे त्याबद्दल आम्ही युनिटी बँकेचे आभार मानतो. या कार्यक्रमासाठी उपस्थित सर्व श्रोतृवर्गाचे मी आभार मानतो. तसेच शेवटचं एवढं सांगायचं आहे की IMDRचे जे कर्मचारी सतत त्यांनी यासाठी परिश्रम केले त्या सर्वांचे मी मनपूर्वक आभार मानतो. आणि एवढे बोलून मी आपली रजा घेतो. धन्यवाद.
In conclusion, we live with a thought. So, in conclusion, we live with a thought. The bamboo stands tall. The bamboo stands tall, bending but never breaking. Just as our efforts for sustainability must be. Thank you all for being part of BambooCon 2025. Let's continue to spread awareness and work towards a greener and more sustainable world. I kindly request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंग, तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे, गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे भारत माता की जय. I request the students to please be seated. Just last few minutes.